to jump to the next question, which is from @John K. What is the status of the 300,000 missing children in America? Because I think the Epstein files has everything to do with this. Okay, because we are the number one child sex and slave trafficking country on the planet. The United States of America, number one on the planet. So these elites that were identified in these Epstein files and P. Diddy files too. So we probably should add the Diddy files as well. These are Hollywood, corporate government officials, elites, if you want to call them, that are more than likely on these files. There are both U.S. citizens on there, and there's probably some international players, right? And so the status of the 300 missing, these are not apples and oranges. The 300,000 missing are a number that we know from whistleblowers in the government. And these are children that were brought into this country, and then the government was given, control of them. And then the government turned them over and essentially is in the business of trafficking them. And I hate to say it like that, but there's some indications that in fact has occurred. So, and the last touch point for these 300,000 was the U.S. government. There are some organizations, my organization is one of them, who have some idea about where some of these are. But so far, the plan of attack to get after these children, to rescue them, to recover them, turn them back into a safe environment, or in some cases, they get repatriated to their families. But all this matters because we have to, if we don't take care of these children, and this is really, I think, the one thing that's going to continue to gnaw at and bite down or clamp down on this administration, because people, I've talked to many people who have already told me this, that they are so upset about the fact that we haven't really appeared to at least prioritize the children. Now, I know Trump has talked about this. Tom Homan's talked about it, and they're doing some things, but there has to be a greater plan to bring legitimate organizations together, not non-governmental organizations that were involved in child trafficking, many of them of whom we have highlighted and exposed. But this is going to be a big issue. So the status of those 300,000 missing, as far as I know, they're still in that status. They've found some children in some of these minor raids that they've done to send some of these, a few thousand to El Salvador. And I know that they're building up a big camp down in El Paso. They're building up another big camp. Huge camps down in Eagle Pass down in Texas. But those are temporary places because at the end of the day, these people have to be sent back to their countries. So I'm very concerned about these 300,000. A day doesn't go by here where I'm at with our organization and a couple of the organizations that we work with where this issue does not come up. We are in various, states of play and in a couple of organizations, a couple of nonprofits that take no money from the U.S. government. We take no money from the U.S. government. It's all based on the benevolence of people who are willing to donate. We work on this issue right here and work with other non-governmental organizations that receive no government subsidies at all, grants or anything, to include ourselves. But we are working with the government, the current government, to try to figure out what's the best way to attack this problem, because it's a huge problem.